Welcome back. So in this video, we are going to study about output parsers. What are output parsers and why do we need them? So before this, we in the last video we studied about messages, how we can create messages, how we can pass those messages in the model. So now we are going to study about output parsers and what is the relevance. I will straightforward go to documentation of langchain docs. In this, we have to go to how to guides. In the how to guides in the right hand side, if you see, it has a list of all the components. In the previous video, we talked about the different components. We talked about how we can integrate using LCell expression language, LangChain expression language to integrate these components. So what is the definition of components and what are actually the components? You can see these are the different components. We can see the prompt templates, the example selectors, chat models, which we have already seen. We have seen the messages also. So all these things put together are the LangChain components. We have output parsers, which we are going to study, document loaders, text splitters, all these things collectively known as components of LangChain. So we will focus on output parsers. So first of all, why do we need output parsers and what is the purpose of using them? So let's say, as we talked previously, if we are, let's say we are building one application which is going to create one blog post on the basis of a Wikipedia article, then how we will design the workflow? We will say, first of all, we need to scrape the Wikipedia article. That scraping will result into some text, and then that text will be passed to one large language model, and we will be having one prompt. We will make an API call saying that whatever our requirements are there, they will be in the prompt, in the system prompt, and then the output of that LLM will again be passed to another LLM for the final output. So what we are seeing is we have different components, and the output of one component is being passed as an input to the next component. So here we see there could be problems if the format which is expected from one component uh, is not in the right format. Okay, so let's say one component is expecting object in the JSON format, but if we pass this string, then it will not work. So this is the reason why we actually use the output parsers, which makes sure the output is in the desired format. If we are looking uh, for to have the output in the form of string, then we will use string output parsers. If you want our output in the form of JSON or maybe XML, then accordingly we need to choose our output parsers. By using output parsers, we just make sure the output to be in a certain format which is acceptable by the next component. So if you go into documentation, you can see how to, there are a lot of examples. If I click on this one, you can see it talks about the different. So this is the name of the output parser. For example, we have a string output parser. Does it support streaming? Yes. This concept of streaming we will see in the future sessions. So we have string output parsers, we have JSON output parsers, we have XML, and so on and so forth. Now we will jump to the coding part, where what we need to do is we need to use this output parser. Okay, so the first step is first of all to import the required libraries. So what I will do, langchain underscore core, just like the messages, this output parser is also coming from langchain core. All right, from langchain underscore, just a second, from langchain underscore core dot to output parsers, import output parsers, import string output parser, because we will be making use of string output parser. So we have instantiated our string output parsers, and this is our object. Now what we need to do is output underscore parser dot parse, not parse, I will use invoke. So wherever we can use the invoke method, we will try to use it. So this is a different concept of runnable runnable interface, which again we will talk in the next session. So output parser dot invoke and then the response OpenAI. So whatever response which is received from the OpenAI call, that we are going to pass into this output parser. And this parser is doing what? It will convert whatever output is there, it will convert that output into string format, because this is string output parser. So here we can see, let's have a look on the prompt. So our messages were like, system message was translate the following from French into English, or maybe let's say from English into Hindi. Name of my country is India. Okay, so I will run it again. I will invoke both the models, OpenAI as well as the Grok model. Now I have the responses in these objects. What if we print these responses are in the form of AI message. Okay, so the output is the AI message. So now what we are doing with the help of these string output parsers, we are passing the entire object into our string output parsers to make sure the output is string. So this is our string. Same thing we can do with our grok output parser. Sorry, same we will do with the output from our grok language model. मेरे देश का नाम भारत है. Okay, so this is how we make use of this output parsers. You may see, like, even if we do something like the output response dot content, then also I will get my text. Then what is the difference between using output parsers and then directly using this content attribute of this object? The difference is that this example is simple enough, where we are actually receiving the content in the form of string. But what happens in actual, when you build some real-time applications, you these components actually may result some langchain objects as an output. So those langchain objects in the output cannot be converted into strings so easily. So what you need to do is you need to use these langchain output parsers, because they have been programmed in such a way that they can take care of these langchain objects and they can convert them into the desired format. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Okay, so see you in the next lecture.